Hey folks, and welcome back to West Yorkshire Retro Gamer. It's prediction time again. This time it's League One. So again, not with a massive amount of research or transfer knowledge or anything like that. We're just going to go for it. Why not? Just a bit of fun. So if I've put your team too high or if I've put your team too low, don't take it to heart, because I don't know anything. So don't worry, I'm probably wrong. However, let's get straight into it. The tier list, that's the order of the badges is all over the place here, quite frankly. So I'll just go with the order that they're scattered in at the moment. So the first one that's actually on the list is Stockport. Really weird order this, but we'll go with it. So Stockport, very unlucky last season, weren't they? Had a good season, finished third, 5 points off Wrexham in the end. And Charlton actually got up, but they were only in fourth. Okay. 25 wins, 12 draws, only 9 losses, 72 scored, only 42 conceded plus 30. It's a good season for Stockport, isn't it? Very good. I mean, early on I'd have to put them as a favourite for up. I mean, if they've been able to keep the squad from last season and add to it, I mean, they've got to have a chance, haven't they? They've definitely got to have a chance. I might revisit certain teams. I don't want to take up certain positions too early on, but it'd be hard to argue. Next on the list is Wycombe. Now, Wycombe were doing very well under Bloomfield, I think it was. And then he toddled off, didn't he? And I think that derailed their season, because weren't Wycombe top of the league at one point, or at least third or something? And they kind of tailed off. Now, Wycombe finished fifth in the end, 84 points. 24, 12, 10, scored 70, conceded 45. Their record not that much different to Stockport, so for the minute, I can't discount Wycombe either. And there's some good teams to come on this list, so this is yeah, I can't discount that from the very start. You know what I mean? I'm wondering if these have been put in the order of what's been left from last season, actually, because next on the list is Leyton Orient. Now the weird thing is, I'm looking for the teams. Yeah, you see, yeah, it looks like all the different teams for this season are listed last. So the likes of Luton, Cardiff, Plymouth, Port Vale, Doncaster, Bradford and Wimbledon. Yeah, their badges are all at the end. Yeah. And then looking at it, because Leyton Orient's next, then Reading, then Bolton. Yeah, it's in the order of how they finished. I've only just noticed. So this would be a little bit lazy of me to kind of put them in the order that they're actually currently standing now. So we need to mix this up somewhat. Because with the teams coming down, I mean, you've got the likes of Luton, Cardiff and Plymouth. I mean, Cardiff were very poor last season in the Championship, weren't they? I mean, they weren't good. Plymouth, very unlucky to come down, but they have lost Muslik and they have lost some other key players. So I would have to count them out of the auto promotion race too. Luton have lost Carlton Morris. I would imagine they'll lose Alfie Doughty, even though he's still there. I think, at the time of recording. But they have lost Kaminsky. But the team that's been making a lot of signings has been Huddersfield. I mean, they look very, very strong for this season. They only finished 10th last season and got 20 losses in the process, which isn't great. And they lost, like, the last 5 games were all losses as well. Good God, they really tailed off. But they have made some solid signings by all account. So, how do we go about this then? The teams coming up: Port Vale, Doncaster, Bradford and Wimbledon. I mean, it's going to be difficult for those boys at the bottom there, isn't it? They're only just coming up now. The likes of Bradford have obviously got Valley Parade's a good stadium. They're going to get lots of fans. They don't price the fans out as far as tickets are concerned. I mean, Bradford have been in League Two for so long now. A club of that size shouldn't have been down there for as long as they have been. I don't have anything against Bradford, even though I'm a Leeds fan. It doesn't matter to me that, I still remember when they were up in Premier League. They had Carboni up front and a few other players. They had half a bunch of Leeds players at the time. Rob Molinar and Alfie Ireland, Dave Weatherall. Pretty sure they were all there at the time. So yeah, I'm gonna mix this up a little because I'm not right happy. I didn't realise it was all kind of organised in this manner. So let's just have a little gander at this, shall we say? So let's mix things up. Stockport and Wickham even. For as good as they were last season, can we really discount Luton and Huddersfield? I'm going to have to drop Stockport and Wickham into the playoffs because I do really think that Luton if they can stop the downtrend, that's the only concern. It's a massive downtrend, isn't it? Getting consecutive relegations. Does that make them a dead cert, or are they going to struggle? But as I say, Huddersfield have been making a lot of signings. They're still going to make them gel. No doubt about that. I'm not convinced with Cardiff or Plymouth. Cardiff were terrible, and Plymouth were very unlucky, but they've lost a lot of key people. If they kept Muslick and kept their best players, they'd be my tip for first place. Honestly. But Muslick was seemingly a good manager for them. They lost him, and they've lost Hardy, and they've lost, is it Dumbu and Mumba? Have they gone? They looked good when they played Leeds on final day. They lost Whittaker in January. Tavalerov, the defender, he's gone. I love the green kit. Green's my favourite colour. But I'm not fully convinced either Cardiff or Plymouth will be up there. Callum Fowler seems very confident with the possibility of a playoff place for Barnsley, and he's an avid Barnsley fan. So let's give him the due there. McGoldrick's a good signing for him. He knows where the net is. He's highly experienced, isn't he? So there you go, Cal. Got your Tykes, got your Reds in there. So then, who would the other playoff place go to? It'd be very unlucky for Leyton Orient to miss out, wouldn't it? They had a good season. But didn't Leyton Orient... Yeah, Leyton Orient had Kelman and he's gone. So is the rest of the squad any good? Or were they just up there because of, you know, how good that striker was? I mean, I don't know. Bolton are the Bradford of League One. You know, like Bradford took so long to get out of League Two, and it feels like Bolton have taken so long to get out of League One. Bolton's form was crap. 3 losses and 2 draws in the final 5 games, and actually conceded more than they scored. So and they've lost that Santos fella. But then again, maybe he was part of the problem if they're conceding that many. So I mean, you know, I remember when Bolton had Campo and Hierro and Okocha and Jaskalainen. You know, good players. Good players, weren't they? Sam Allardyce and Sam Lee as the managerial partnership as well. It just worked, didn't it? And they've never really recovered since that time. But they've got to have a chance, haven't they, of playoff? You would think. Looking at it then, I'm kind of thinking that, you know, Reading seems to have recovered since their crazy period, didn't they? Blackpool, you know, they're a decent shout. Where did Lincoln finish? They finished 11th. I think Lincoln have still got Scaballa, the former Leeds youth coach, as manager. So I'd say Lincoln would be in top half if he's still there. He manages a steady ship, doesn't he? Wigan were 15th. See, Wigan's another team that's had a little bit of glory in the past. You know, they've been in they've been in the Premier League and had some alright players in the past. But I'm not totally convinced. Leyton Orient's form was very good actually. Like, they won all 5. They were, yeah, apart from Birmingham in first, they were the other form team. They had 5 wins in the final 5 games. You know, yeah, Leyton Orient's got to be top half, haven't they? Even though they've lost Kelman. Well, as long as they haven't lost anybody else. Oh, fireworks going off. Yeah, so yeah, if they can replace even half of the goals that Kelman scored, then they should still be top half. How many other top halves then are we looking at? So it's 2 up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. So it's 6 in the top half. We've got 4 at the moment. So who's going to join them? Who's going to join those 4 in the top half? I don't like being interrupted by fireworks. What the hell? I mean, we could go with the lazy option of Cardiff and Plymouth. I mean, they should still get top half, shouldn't they? But I do believe they'll be at the bottom of the top half, though. I don't think there'll be any threat. Because I think Cardiff will lose, is it Robinson, the striker? He's still half decent. He'd be very good at League One level. But he's still alright at Championship. You know, can still bag like a dozen goals in the Championship. But yeah, I haven't got these in the exact order just yet. I'll reorder the order. But I'm kind of satisfied with that top half there, I think, looking at the other teams. So we'll then say like Wigan towards the top of the bottom half, I think. I don't think that's unreasonable. I'll give Rotherham benefit of doubt and all. There's a lot of people saying Rotherham's going to struggle. I mean, they finished 13th, so I don't see any reason why they won't stay around there. What about these boys that have just come up? I don't think they're all guaranteed to go straight back down. Where did Stevenage finish? 14th. Yeah, I don't want to be lazy and just put them all in order of where they were before. I think that's very lazy, and I don't want to do that with any of the predictions really. I'll tell you what. I think just the sheer size of Bradford, and you know what, Doncaster will be on a crest of a wave after getting promotion again, won't they? So we'll have them there roughly. I'll adjust it. I haven't decided the 4 going down yet. Stevenage can't go down based on that, can they? I mean, who was dodgy? Burton, Northampton, Peterborough, Mansfield, Exeter. Because it's 4 down, isn't it? It's 4 teams down. So who's going down then? I mean, is it too harsh of me to say that Wimbledon might go down? As long as they stay ahead of MK Dons. Did I just say that? I'm sorry. Kind of not sorry. So. Do any of those boys, aside from Bradford and Donny, stay up? Do I put Port Vale in there? Ooh, it's harsh, but I'm gonna say they might be top at bottom 4 Vale. Who joins them? Not Stevenage. They were too high up. Exeter, maybe Mansfield. Hold on. Burton weren't very good, were they? Burton's got to go down. Yeah, they were poor. Burton were poor. They've got to go down. Scraped it by a point, and they lost more than they drew, and they drew more than they won. Minus 17 goal difference, 47 points. Not a very good ratio in the final 5 games either. 1 win, 2 draws, 2 losses. It ain't great considering they nudged Crawley into the 21st. And by the looks of it, Crawley were actually quite a bit better than Burton in certain departments. So, but I mean, league table doesn't lie. So Northampton, what did they do? 12, 15, 19. They weren't very good, were they? Peterborough lost 21 games. Mansfield 22. Exeter 20. Huddersfield actually lost 20 games last season, yet finished 10th. How the hell did they master that? That's crazy. I just know there's been a lot of player change at Huddersfield. They're in a solid state right now, aren't they? Everyone's favourite for promotion, or top 2 at least. Oh, this is hard, isn't it? Northampton. See, like Northampton was slightly better in some ways. I wonder about Peterborough. They've not been so good for a couple of seasons now. and I don't think it gets any better for him. Like, McAntony's a very astute owner, isn't he? Kinda understands how it all works. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but I think he accepts what he can do and what the club can do. But I think they're going down. So that would mean these three all staying up then: Exeter, Mansfield, Northampton. Let's have a quick look. Exeter, Mansfield 16th, 17th, Northampton 19th. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could see that happening, so you know, so it would kind of look like that. So then let's have a look at the order then. Luton, Huddersfield. Oh, you know what? I'm going to switch, because Luton are on a downtrend. They're on a downtrend. That double relegation is a stinker. But I think the squad's just too good to not get top two. Playoffs. See, it's all changed at Barnsley. They've got Urian as manager. They've brought in McGoldrick. A couple of player changes here and there. Bolton have let a lot out, haven't they? I watched quite a bit of Callum Fell. I quite like him. He's a good dude. Does a lot of League One stuff. So I'm still inclined to put Bolton ahead of Barnsley. I think I'll keep Stockport ahead of Wickham, because as I say, Wickham's form dropped after they lost Bloomfield. Didn't they lose the striker Kone as well? Richard Kone. He was doing really well, wasn't he, at one point? Wasn't he scoring a lot of goals? So yeah, unless they can replace him, I think that nudges him down a bit. So I'll keep Stockport there. I mean, you know, a couple of these, you know, I'll swap Leyton Orient with Lincoln. I don't think that's unreasonable. Do I put Leyton Orient up any higher? Did he finish 6th? 78 points. Oh god, they finished the season well, didn't they? Reading and Blackpool, where did they finish? Blackpool's form was mixed. Leyton Orient finished way ahead points wise. I think I've got to put Leyton Orient right up at top. I've got to put them 7th. I can't, like, if they can replace Kalman's goals, they're not going to be that far off. There's no doubt that when you've got a player who scores 23 goals and you lose him, it's going to cause a massive problem. But if they can replace him, Reading, yeah, then Blackpool, yeah, then Lincoln, yeah, Cardiff and Plymouth at the bottom of the top half. I don't think it's unreasonable based on the drop off and the players that they've lost and things like that. Tempted to switch those two actually. Yeah, I'll do that. I don't think that's unreasonable. And then the bottom half, Wigan. Who else? Rotherham. Yeah, so there's a switch around with those. Stevenage are a bit low. No, I can't be having that. That's a little harsh. They were 14th. Yeah, I'll give them that again. Bradford, Donny. Yeah. So that'd be what, 15th, 16th for them, would it? Yeah, that'd represent a good season for both. Exeter, Mansfield and Northampton. I mean, none of them were brilliant, were they, really? So I think that's fair. Vale's only just come up. Peterborough's had a dodgy season or two now, haven't they? Wimbledon's only just come up, and Burton were dying. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So Burton bottom, Wimbledon, just because I think the size of the club, it's very difficult for smaller clubs to, to really get a hold of things when they go up a division, isn't it? Peterborough, they've always hovered, haven't they? They've had a little bit of a spell in Championship before. They've probably been as low as League Two before, so that anything could happen there. And Port Vale were very good in League Two last season, weren't they? But again, maybe like Vale could finish ahead of either Exeter, Mansfield, or Northampton. I think maybe even Doncaster. But I just have a feeling that there's a bit of upward momentum for. Then again, you could say the same of Vale. So then, do we put Northampton, Mansfield, or Exeter down? Mansfield got 54. Exeter 56. See, Northampton only got 51. They only scraped survival, didn't they? You know what? Yeah, I think that's harsh on Vale. I'm going to switch them with Northampton. Like they always say magic numbers, 50 points, don't they, for Championship, League 1 and League 2 for staying up. Kind of like the 40-point mark for the Premier League. But yeah, with that upward momentum that the teams have got coming up from League 2, I don't think that's totally unfair. So the relegation zone includes the two teams that got just 51 and the team that got 47. And then Peterborough, Peterborough only got 51 themselves, as did Northampton. Wimbledon's only just come up, but they have got possibly the most work to do out of any of them. And Burton realistically should have been relegated on 47. It's a poor score. So, yeah, Burton bottom, Wimbledon, and then, both of those got 51 each, Peterborough and Northampton. So it'll be tight between both of them. But on the basis that I initially had Northampton staying up and I didn't have Peterborough staying up, I think I'll stick with that. I'm alright with that. I'm okay with what I've chosen there. I think the order's quite reasonable. I don't think it's too outlandish. I could be very wrong with a lot of these choices. I could be really, really wrong. But I don't know. I don't think it's a gimme for some of these, and we'll have to see how the season pans out. As I say, this has been done with very little knowledge, so I could be barking up the wrong tree with a lot of them. But I'd like to think that hopefully I won't be too far out. I'll review all of my predictions at the end of the season for all of the divisions. See if I get any of them right, or at least within like a position or two. That'd be nice. If I can get within the echelons, then we'll see what happens. But obviously 46 games to go there and 38 in the Premier League. I'll be doing my Championship and Premier League predictions very, very soon as well, possibly this weekend. Certainly before the season starts anyway. That's a definite. I will make sure I do that before the season starts. I always do it before the season starts. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, folks. Put your own 1 to 24s in there. Do you think that I'm massively out with these? Or do you think that Do you think that some of these could come to fruition? You know, have I got the 2 right for automatic promotion? Have I got the 4 playoff teams correct? Have I got the rest of the top half correct? Is the bottom half destined to be like that, or did the 4 in the drop zone have a chance of survival? Let me know in those comments down below. But in the meantime, big thank you for watching. Do please give the video a thumb up like, and do please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Plenty more football and video game content coming out very, very soon. But in the meantime, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.